Welcome to the security setup demonstration for PeopleUpdate. We have a default set of security that ships out of the box when you first install PeopleUpdate. I'm going to show you how that works, and then we're going to look at how you can change it for your custom needs in your environment. What I've done is I've done a search for all users with the first name of Steve on my All Users tab. I'm going to go ahead and look at a particular user, and I can see the details here. I also have an edit button. You'll see an edit button for your users as well. And you can edit the work phone by default. The reason this is editable is because we've set the security up by default to allow this. I'll show you how you can change that. The other place where security matters is the My Info tab. The My Info tab goes directly to the logged in user's information, and it shows an edit button again. The edit button here takes you to the edit page for work and mobile phone. You can edit both values. This is again because of our custom security configuration. An interesting note about this tab is that if I click on another user, the edit button goes away. So I only have privileges to edit my own account. Let's see how I set this up. In the PeopleUpdate administration console, I have a security page that allows me to set up all of this configuration. My security page has two main portions that I need to worry about. The one is the group configuration, the other is the access control list config. The group config allows me to add groups from my domain, so any domain that I have access to actually in a forest, and I can use those groups to delegate control. I can delegate who can see which tabs as well as who can edit which attributes on a tab. In this case I have an HR group and an IT group as well as my everyone group that ships out of the box. The access control list is simply a container for these groups. As you can see, I have a self-edit access control list out of the box, and it has this self group in it, which is more of a relationship-based group. And basically, if I'm looking at my own account, then I can edit it. Managers can edit direct reports accounts. You can even combine these. As you can see, I have an everyone edit with the everyone group. The HR group is contained in the HR ACL, and you can easily change these by editing them and selecting different groups. Once you have your ACLs set up, you can apply them to tabs and attributes. Here on the tabs page, you can see that I have an HR ACL applied to my user reports tab. This is what allows members of the HR ACL to view the tab. As you can see, when I go and look at the search console, I do not actually see that user reports tab. It's because I'm not a member of the HR access control list. The attributes page allows me to configure the specific attributes that you apply on to editable attributes. On this tab, we can see the ACLs as we scroll down, and when we get down to the work phone, you can see that we have an everyone edit applied. Again, this is what allowed your editing out of the box when you installed PeopleUpdate. We want to change this. The everyone edit allows anyone to edit anyone else's information. We're going to change it to IT, which means only members of the IT access control list can go ahead and edit. Now we've got the IT ACL applied. I've also applied it to the email address ACL. Notice on the search console, when I go back to look at Steve Burton's information and I click Edit now, I see that I have two editable values. I have the email address as well as the phone number. Again, this is all related to the access control list. Let's back on the attributes management page in the administration console. Let's look at the My Info tab. Each tab has its own set of access control lists and configuration for the attributes. In this case, my ACLs are different. I see self-edit for the mobile phone and for the work phone. These are what allow my users to edit their own information when they go to My Info. Again, as we saw a moment ago, this is what shows me the two work phone and mobile phone attributes as editable in this view. So, all you need to do is set up the access control list that you'd like on each tab, and you can allow your users to edit. One final point that's very important about editing. On the directory page for each of your tabs, you need to set up a proxy account. You may have done this when you installed, but this account is what actually updates Active Directory and has the delegated permissions to do that work. So make sure you set that up for every tab where you are updating information.